Yes, you read that correctly. We finally found a modern day MSA video told by a guy. It's like this happened over time and I didn't realize it, but somewhere along the line, MSA became like 99.9% female main characters and narrators. What's wrong with the dude? Here's the video. Two girls love me, a rich and a poor. I chose the poor one. Is this how we refer to people, MSA? That guy is a rich, or that girl is a rich. Oh, that one's a poor. How dehumanizing. But this is a video by a dude. I'm so excited. This one is gonna be different. People, RobertIDK, MSA, you know what I say, theme song.
Animations, it kinda feels like I'm on vacation when I see a vid from MSA about a girl who's gone completely insane. But we'll still laugh and scream and cry and be glad that we don't have their lives. So come along, enjoy the ride, and let's watch some MSA tonight.
Hi, my name is Pedro, and I'm from Brazil. Please like and subscribe to MSA.
Okay, real quick. You guys do the same, thank you.
Even though my parents were poor, I always had big dreams as a kid. When I was 8, my best friend Maria and I used to sit at the bus stop on the weekends and would admire all the fancy cars that would drive past. Wow. Did you see that BMW? I want one like that when I grow up.
It's kind of a little material, to be honest. But I don't know, as a kid, I never was the type where my dreams involved having expensive things. My dreams were always about like success and the things I want to do, but it's like, I feel like that's so much more important than like fancy cars and whatnot, you know?
I believe you'll drive a car like that one day, Pedro. Remember what our teacher said.
I bet he will.
If you believe it, you will have it.
Whoa,
Maria
it's
also
just
came
that
from
simple,
a poor family
homies.
like me, and I cared about her a lot. Once when we were in the 8th grade, she couldn't bring her lunch for the whole week because her parents were so broke.
Whoa.
And even though she came up with all sorts of excuses not to take my lunch, I wasn't going to leave my friend to starve.
Pedro, I'm not that hungry.
I'm not that
Please, I don't
hungry.
want
It's
to
only
take
been
your
2
lunch.
weeks, bro.
You know you don't have to have pride with me. Come on, let's share.
Okay, but next
Come
week
on, let's share.
Come on, let's share.
Goofy animation. Come on, let's share. That was such an anime moment right there.
Come on, let's share.
Okay, but next week is my turn to share with you.
But when next week came, Maria had more than enough to share with me since her dad got a big job in the city.
I got us candy bars today.
Wow, thank you. I'm really happy that your family's doing well.
Yeah, and there's something else I need to tell you.
She looked a little sad, and then I felt sad when she told me.
We won't be living in the same place anymore. We're
you
moving
gotta
to the
move.
city, and I won't be in this school.
I was happy for Maria because she was going to have a better life, but I was sad since she was my best friend. We promised to write to each other every month.
Aw, I was the kid that moved away when I was younger, and it was super sad. I didn't like it at all. It was like the worst year of my life, honestly. But yeah, halfway through high school, my dad got a different job, and we had to move one side of Canada to the other, and so I lost all my friends, and it was sad. I didn't like it.
To write to each other every month, but as time went by, she stopped writing, but I didn't. I started focusing a lot on my studies when Maria left and became the top student in my school.
What is Maria gonna turn into?
When I was in 10th grade, I got selected to participate in a national math tournament. When I was at the tournament, I was so happy when I saw Maria.
Yay!
She was also selected from her school. Maria? She looked so beautiful now. Her eyelashes even looked longer than a normal person.
Whoa, her
Maria looked at me like she
eyelashes.
didn't even know me. Or maybe it was because I also looked different. It's me, Pedro.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
It's been a while.
She looked down at my shoes and made a face of disgust.
I'm guessing you're still stuck at the poor people's location?
Oh my
If
gosh.
that's what you call it.
Okay, I have to go. My friends are waiting.
Wow. A lot of people say that money doesn't change you as a person, it just amplifies the person that you already were. And that's something that could definitely apply to this. But Maria, I didn't see the red flags. How could she become such a heartless, materialistic Oh, wait a minute. They did used to look at fancy cars, and I was literally just saying this earlier, wasn't I? Okay, so she is materialistic, but she just seemed a bit nicer before. That was not the Maria I knew.
That was not the Maria I knew, but I didn't let that distract me during the tournament. I beat all the kids, even the rich ones from
Good
Maria's
job,
school.
Pedro.
Well done, Pedro.
I was surprised that she even congratulated me after the way she looked at me.
What?
Thanks, Maria. And it was nice seeing you again.
What's happening?
As I walked to the hallway, a tall man approached me. He was the principal of the most expensive school in the city. It was the same school Maria went to. Well done on your achievement today. I would love to have a student like you at my school. Thanks, sir, but I don't think my parents can afford your school for now.
Called a scholarship,
You would definitely
Pedro.
qualify for
Look
a
it up.
scholarship, and I could help you with that. When I told my parents about the offer I got from the principal, they were so happy. Dad immediately spoke to one of his friends who lived closer to the school
Guy's
to
beard is
accommodate
crazy.
me, and he gladly accepted. After a month, I moved into Dad's friend's house.
This guy's
He
hair
had a
genetics
daughter
are
who was
out
my
of this
age,
world.
Isabella, and she was on another level of always being happy.
I've always been an only child in this massive house. It's just me and my father. I'm so glad to finally have someone to talk to. Come on,
She also
I want to
seems a
show
little
you
bit
our
crazy,
swimming
not gonna
pool.
lie.
I've won 5 gold medals because I practice every day.
Thanks, but swimming is not my thing.
What? Swimming should be everybody's thing.
Hey,
what would
hey.
you do if the world comes to an end and the entire earth gets flooded? It'd have to
Listen,
be.
okay, you have a point there. You have a point there. Apparently, that's the reason why Bill Burr, a stand-up comedian, learned how to fly a helicopter. Because in the unlikely situation of an apocalypse, a helicopter is the only vehicle that can just get you the heck out of wherever you are. And so, hey, being a really good swimmer is kind of perfect for if the whole world floods.
It's flooded. It'd have to be everybody's thing then. I'll teach you. Let's
Wow,
go.
Pushy.
Isabella was so persistent about
Titanic.
everything. I did everything she asked me to do since her father was super kind to me. She never mentioned her mom, and I didn't want to intrude. When Isabella and I entered the school gates together, all eyes were on us, and I didn't understand why.
Oh my gosh, everyone thinks I'm dating the new hot guy.
Which new hot guy?
You silly.
Oh,
Cute.
Jinx.
Don't you know that?
I blushed when she said that because I never really paid attention to how I looked since I focused so much on getting high grades.
Good job,
And then as we
Pedro.
walked into our next class, all the girls started tapping the seat next to them.
Hey, new guy, you could sit next to me.
Pedro,
oh,
please
no,
sit
you
next
should
to
really
me.
sit next to
You
me.
just wanna copy
I have
off
all
his
the answers
work.
to everything.
Isabella suddenly hid behind me when she saw
Oh, no.
Maria walk in, and then she took
do
my
they all
hand.
hate Maria?
He'll sit next to me. We come
Oh,
from
they
way
all
back.
hate Maria.
Isn't that so, Pedro?
I saw Maria glare at Isabella sternly, and she quickly ran to her seat and didn't look at me for the rest of the day.
Oh,
Maria
no.
pulled me along with her everywhere in school,
Who
and because I
is
missed her so
she?
much, I stuck with her.
I'm so happy that you're in my school, Pedro. But we gotta get you some new shoes, okay?
But these
It
are my
ain't
favorite.
all about the shoes, Maria. It ain't all about the shoes. And listen, this is coming from someone who films videos in the Gucci flippy floppies. Take it from me, Maria. You know what's better than designer shoes? A designer personality, baby. Let's go.
I'm so happy that you're in my school, Pedro. But we gotta get you some new shoes, okay?
But these are my favorite shoes, Maria.
My favorite.
I know, but change is good sometimes. Look at me. I live a fabulous life.
You look
which
the
starts
exact
with
same
how
as
we
when you
look.
were younger.
Isabella walked past me and Maria like she didn't even know me. And when I saw her
Aw.
after school to find out what was up, she acted like everything was normal.
Oh, no.
Hey, you suddenly avoided me?
So
What
her dad
happened?
must be the head of
Nothing.
the school.
I just wanted to give you and Maria your
Right?
space. She seems to really like you.
Yeah, we're old friends. Are you afraid of Maria?
No, she's just this popular girl who gets everything she wants. And I don't have any trouble at school, so we could just be friends at my house.
Okay,
What
if that's
on
what you
earth?
want. The next day at school, Maria immediately approached me and took me to a quiet place. And then she took a new pair of sneakers from her bag for me. I felt very uncomfortable taking them.
Just gonna have
Maria,
crazy
I told you I
blisters
don't
at the
need
end of the
new
day.
shoes.
Pedro, it's rude not to take a gift.
Oh my
You know
gosh.
that. Remember that time you made me share your lunch and I took it?
Yeah, but I was helped.
Take my gift, Pedro.
That's almost a good point. That was almost a good point. And then you think about it for like 2 seconds and it's like, actually, no. Sharing food when you're starving makes a lot more sense than someone needing to accept your free shoes that they didn't want.
Yeah, but I was helped.
Take my gift, Pedro. Please.
I looked at her eyes, and she looked like she was about to cry, so I took the shoes.
Wow,
But it
guilt
didn't stop
tripper.
there. Maria changed my whole look, and I kinda liked it, but hanging out with her and her friends felt awkward. Like this one time when we were in 12th grade, they invited me to a beach party, and when I decided to bring Isabella along, Maria acted like she owned me.
Oh.
Pedro, can I speak to you alone, please?
She seemed angry, and I left Isabella waiting for me.
Why did you bring her to a party that I invited only you to?
I live in her house, and she's my friend, so I thought it'd be okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's not okay, and I'm not happy. You were my friend first.
Wow.
In fact, I
Cringe,
think I
bro.
like you more than a friend now.
Maria
Yeah,
suddenly
is that? Oh no!
kissed me, which caught me off guard.
Bro. Maria just took 2 big L's. Maria just took 2 very big L's. First of all, being in a bad mood when you decide to tell someone that you like them for the first time, very bad idea. Ew, I was your friend first. Plus, I really like you and I think you're awesome. I'm starting to think that I really like you, Pedro. You're a kind and generous and sweet person. Yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Second, she went and kissed him without his permission. Big L for that, Maria. Can't do that.
Which caught me off guard. Before I could react, my phone rang, and it was my dad. Sorry,
That's my
I have to
dad.
take this. My dad called to tell me that in a month's time, they would be losing the house because he lost his job. Maria could
Maria
see
will
that I
stop
wasn't
caring
okay, and
about
because
him.
I was so worried, I ended up telling her everything.
So you're going to be homeless?
No.
No, I won't allow that to happen.
Well, I don't know how you will do anything since you're still in school. But if you send Isabella back home and tell her that she's a loser, then I'll speak to my dad to help your family.
What?
Oh,
I
no,
can't do
the
that.
worst.
Isabella's family is helping me, and she's a good person.
She's a freak, Pedro, and you're hot and smart. And I want you all to
You're hot
myself.
and smart.
I was so turned off with Maria.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
wanted
that's right. You're a sweet, hot, awesome guy, Pedro. And then he literally says, I was so turned off by Maria. It's like, Maria, how do you have everything going for you in the world, but you do everything wrong? How does a person do everything wrong?
I was so turned off with Maria. She wanted me to hurt another person for no reason, and I just couldn't do it. I went back home with Isabella, and she was happy to get out of the party because it wasn't her vibe either.
Maybe we can go get some ice cream?
Yeah, let's do that.
Maybe
What
we
did
can
Queen
go get
Maria
some ice
say?
cream?
You looked so unhappy after you spoke to her.
Don't worry about it. I don't think I'll be hanging around her anymore. After our fun ice cream date, I started growing really fond of Isabella. She was sweet and accepted me for who I am.
Okay,
She was
okay.
still very hyper about many things, but I started loving that about her. And then, after the weekend when I went back to school, everyone looked at me differently. Even the girls who dropped after me
no.
now looked at me like some poor, pathetic boy.
Oh, no.
I can't have a homeless boy in our school.
I heard one of Maria's friends as she walked past me, and then I spotted
The
Maria
worst
talking to a
people.
group of kids.
Okay, here's exactly what she's saying. She's talking that smack either about my boy Pedro or about Isabella or about both of them. She's saying, you know the rules, don't be nice to them, which is so crazy. I've heard of girls doing that in school. Listen. I know some people of the female gender are gonna be very mad that I'm saying this is a thing that girls do, but first of all, we all know it. We all know that this is a thing that more girls do. Guys are awful in their own ways. Guys will get into fights. Guys will be hateful in other awful ways. But the whole like, friends, you aren't allowed to be nice to this person. That's typically the type of bullying that happens on the other side.
I stood behind her. She was talking about me.
Boom.
Pedro is a total fake.
Boom.
I had to buy him clothes and shoes because his family is going to be homeless soon. Wow. But how can someone so hot be so poor?
Oh my gosh. Hey, look at me before like 2 years ago. I'm just kidding.
Maria, how could you do this?
Oh, speak of the poor devil.
She looked at me coldly, and then I took off the shoes she bought me and threw them in her
Oh,
face.
snap.
Congratulations, Maria. Money has turned you into a real witch. I
Yep.
walked away from her, and
I mean,
Isabella
like years
ran
ago,
after
but
me.
yes.
Pedro, wait! Don't throw your education away because of her. Maria did something really humiliating to me once before, and that's why I stay away from her and whatever she wants.
What did she do to you,
I
Isabella?
just realized all the female voices in this video sounded so strange to me, and I remembered and realized it's because they're using the same voice actor as for the guy, but to do a female voice, they pitch, he puts on a voice, but also they pitch it up, so it doesn't sound quite like a woman's voice. I just realized that. I was like, there's something really weird about these female voices. They don't sound like a human.
What did she do to you, Isabella? Isabella started crying, and I hugged her. Then
It will
she
be
told me
okay.
that she was the popular girl at school once before, and Maria was her
And then she
best
lost
friend
money?
until she told everyone her big secret.
Oh.
Maria kept asking about my mom, and then I told her something my family never shared with anyone. My mom is in a mental institute.
no.
Maria told everyone at school, and from that day, everyone called me a mental case.
Oh,
Aww.
Isabella,
It's
why
okay,
didn't you tell
they're
me this
mental
before?
cases.
Because I didn't want you to think that I was a mad person. I'm not my mother. I'm me.
Okay, this is very interesting. They did foreshadow some questionable mental health, mental condition when they first introduced Isabella. They did it very subtly, so kudos to MSA. You pulled that off very well. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops. But what I will also say is now that I've noticed the voice thing, I can't stop focusing on it. It's very difficult.
I'm not my mother. I'm me.
After what Isabella told me, I wanted nothing more to do with Maria.
Good.
So I completed my last year of high school with Isabella by my side.
Yay.
And her dad also helped my parents not lose the house. Thank
Okay,
you
good.
so much for all that you did for my family. I hope to pay you back one day, sir. You have a bright future ahead of you, Pedro. And it was a pleasure having you in my house.
I'm going to miss you so much.
I got a scholarship to study medicine in one of the most prestigious
prestigious
universities
university.
abroad.
That's my favorite
and
university.
my school helped my parents pay for my flight ticket since I was the best student they ever had.
Wow.
I worked hard in university and became one of the best heart doctors in the world.
Heck yeah.
When I went back to Brazil to visit my parents, I also paid a visit to Isabella and her father.
Pedro, I'm so glad to see you.
Isabella looked emotional. What's wrong?
My dad is in the hospital.
Oh no.
It's his heart.
Oh,
I spoke to the head
come
of-
on, MSA, come on. Come on. Oh my gosh. Okay, what was it 30 seconds ago? Sir, I hope there's something I can do someday to pay you back for what you've done for me.
I hope to pay you back one day, sir.
Literally 30 seconds later, I became one of the best heart doctors in the world. Pedro, my dad's in the hospital. It's his heart. Like, dude. The one thing, the mental condition part, that was subtle. This, pretty on the nose, I would say. This is about as on the nose as MSA has ever been.
My dad is in the hospital. It's his heart.
I spoke to the head of the hospital that Isabella's father was in, and I was ready to do anything to save him. While I was at the hospital, one of the nurses suddenly approached me.
Pedro?
I couldn't recognize her since she had her hair covered up, and when I looked closer, it was Maria.
Oh.
Hello, Maria.
Wow.
Wow, you're a doctor now.
Yes, and I am a very busy person,
you?
so
Are
please
you
excuse
sick?
me. I walked past her, and I could feel her eyes still on me, but she was someone I forgot about a long time ago. After my successful operation on Isabella's father, he couldn't stop thanking me, and I was happy that I was able to do something good for him and Isabella.
Pedro, you are like my angel. You always
are
come
like
into my
my
life
angel.
at just the right time. When I was lonely back at high school, you filled up my life, and today
You
you
saved
saved
my father.
I hugged Isabella, and then suddenly Maria tapped my shoulder.
Hey, I'm dying
What can
too,
I
so
do for
like,
you,
can you
Maria?
help?
I just wanted to say I'm sorry to both of you.
She looked really sincere, so Isabella and I forgave her. She asked if we could have dinner together. I
Why
looked
are
at
you
Isabella
here?
and she nodded, so we hung out together. As we sat in a
Why was Maria in the hospital? Are they not gonna mention that? Are they not gonna mention why Maria was in the hospital?
one of the nurses suddenly approached me.
It's kind of a big deal.
As we sat in a restaurant, we actually enjoyed ourselves.
Wow.
And when Isabella excused herself to go to the bathroom, Maria held my hand.
Whoa.
I still love you,
Oh,
Pedro.
no.
I don't know what came over me in high school, but I've changed now.
I slowly pulled my hand away from her.
Yeah, what the
I'm
heck?
sorry, Maria, but I'm in love with Isabella, and that's why I came back to Brazil. Maria understood and then got up and left.
Where's Maria?
She's gone, so it's just the two of us. I took Isabella's hand, looked into her eyes, and told her how I felt. Isabella, will you go out with me on a real date?
Why don't we start now? Is it gonna be something like that? Is it gonna be something like that? Like, let's have one right here.
So, I guess I did get the hottest guy in school after all.
She always knew how to make me blush. Never let your current situation determine your future. When life throws you lemons, make sweet lemonade.
Wow, that was so interesting. I honestly loved that. I need to track down more male ones. It's so different. The only thing I struggle with is
What they're doing to make the female voices.
maybe just a different dude could do it better. I mean, I can't say I would do it better. I don't think I could do a female voice if I tried. I don't know how. Like, it would have to be super nasally, like, MSA is, like, I can't do it without sass, you know? Like,
MSA is such a good channel, and I think that everyone should subscribe to RobertIDK because he's awesome.
like, I would be just as bad, clearly. Okay, people, we kept it real. It's your boy RobertIDK. Here's the whole playlist of animated story videos. If you want to keep watching more animated stories, here's your place. Or here's a video that YouTube thinks you will like specifically. Are they right? And here's my story animated's channel. Make sure you check them out. Love y'all. Peace.